Bienvenidos, mi gente latina and everyone else.
Yes.
No, okay. Obviously, we're super freaking hyped from the Super Bowl halftime performance because
Yeah, from the concert. But actually the game was, I do watch it, so it was I was super happy for the team that won.
yeah,
Yes.
you do watch it.
I
You watch it for
was
the
rooting
game.
for them for sure.
No idea who won.
Yeah. I watch it for the
Seahawks.
commercials and for the halftime show.
The halftime show, yes. I mean, we definitely wanted to talk about that today because you could see how happy we are. Still, I said it to everybody. I'm still gonna like 7 more days of this.
Oh, yeah.
Like last week was a week, and this week is just gonna be
all Bad Bunny.
is. And I realized this morning when I got to my office, because I was like, when was the last time I had this much like joy from watching and hearing things, and just the prep and the collective energy of, I'm gonna say it, like our people.
Yeah.
How important it was. Like, I didn't realize that.
The pride.
The pride
Yeah.
is just like, I know we all know what's happening in our country, and it's felt like really there's so much to be sad about and painful. But this was like having the moment, and it's just reading it over and over. But it's like joy is resistance. Joy is like a form of like us being who we need to be, you know? And I mean, I was like full of tears. Yeah, it was incredible.
I know. My family was like, what? I'm like dancing, like they're like laying. They're like, okay, you're like super. I have my bunny ears on. I'm like, it was exhilarating, I think, to watch it. Now, I love all the halftime shows. It can be like anything,
course,
rap, country. Like, I enjoy it all. And I think we can all learn to enjoy different cultures.
Entertainment. I'm gonna call it for the vibes, like music. I love
Exactly.
all music. Like
All
my
energy.
Spotify is like ADHD at 1,000,000%. I have everything. So yes.
Absolutely. But it was really special, I think, because we haven't seen, I mean, obviously there's been other Latin performers.
Yeah.
But with what just happened with him, like, getting the Grammys, and also just talking about what we talk about, the belief in yourself. I freaking love how he started off with that.
Yes.
Because it's so true. Like, you can try to keep somebody down, but if they believe in themselves and just don't let, everybody else, don't let 3D reality come in, eventually you can hit your goals.
You can, it can be your reality.
And look, like, it was fantastic. And as somebody that, we grew up in a time where I'm really grateful that I grew up in Houston, in A-Leaf, where it was a melting pot.
Yes.
It had everything, everything. But it wasn't a time where you were always in other areas that you could really be like super Latin or like really feel really like accepted. Like, there were still times where I was like, I feel like I don't fit in to certain crowds, right?
Yeah.
So being able to be proud of my culture and proud of like just our Latin, heritage in general, it was amazing.
And seeing what all the moments for me, it's always been like a lot of that. Why I love the music, and it being just showing us that we can. Like, I have my friend that she said, the thing about this Bad Bunny, we're gonna say, is that he's this performer, that he is exactly who he is. That he does not have to be like, I'm gonna make myself small. I'm gonna go and do what others tell me. And and here it is. And he performed in this show that everybody enjoyed, and all of us feel like so proud, because it is validating, guys, to see somebody that is like you. That that you could just be like, wow, look, that is our music. I am Mexican, guys, but I had a Puerto Rican nanny. Now I know why I'm like. So when I grew up in Chicago, and I mean, she fed us like arroz and gandules and all that stuff. I grew up with that. Then came here, had all my friends, like our momager, who's Mexican Cuban, like grew up in her house. Like we had so many friends. And to know like all the music, all the scenery, like what he did, what he showed about how proud he is of what he has shown me, and that how it almost feels shameful, because there's, like you said, like I went through a big period in my life where I was like, nope, absolutely not. I am going to be imposter syndrome. I'm gonna fit and make myself as small as I can, and I'm not going to show. I'm not going to listen to my music. I'm not. Even it was like
assimilate. I'm gonna
assimilate. And I didn't, like, I didn't watch shows. And then, I mean, this. And then I said, the fuck not. Like, I don't know what happened that I was like, no. I mean, I watched mostly Netflix. I love that we have that variety of things that have come in from all of our Latin speaking countries. I love, like, now I try to read books in Spanish just because I'm loving and I'm finding that when was I the happiest as a little girl was when it was like those moments that we saw like last night, right? That you're with your family, your grandparents, the kids, the wedding itself. My God, that was so like emotional because I was like, you know what that's like when the little kids are in the dance floor dancing and the kids on the chair falling asleep and the grandparents are there and everybody's just celebrating, right?
The energy.
The energy and just the whole thing. I mean, I still have chills. I mean, it was so good.
And I think with that, like being proud of right where you come from, or I was really proud that he shows that pride in Puerto Rico. But I think everybody should have pride in where they come from, and it doesn't take away from others being able to show. Like we can all have pride.
Yes.
I'm proud that I'm Colombian, right? I was born there. I was raised here. But I'm also proud that I'm like American. Like there's so many beautiful things that I could take. And honestly, I love like all the cultures.
Of course.
So, and I take things from all of them. I enjoy, you know, all the food, all the music. And I don't understand everything he says either. I don't understand all the English music. And usually I can't even sing along. I just love the beats.
Yes.
And my kids know
For
that.
you,
They're like,
yours is the beats and the vibes. Yours, I know, is very much the sounds, and which I think music should do that. I think lyrics are, of course, very important, but you could have a song that has...
I know the hooks.
You know the hooks. A lot, half of them. I'm just kidding. I need to say you
I
the
mumble
lyrics.
half of them. Like, I make up my own
But
words.
what it could do for you, right?
Yeah.
Like, I know we talked about this last year whenever we were starting out about it, but I mean, again, like there's so many studies about what music does to our brains, what like lyrics, and then so these artists, you know, again, they're like yes, people may be like, oh, they shouldn't be idolized. Maybe they, not just him specifically, but whatever they do to people. But it's like, no, I feel like let humanity have some good and some joy in whatever way we need it. And we all have our own kind. Now, everybody's welcome to, I agree with you. Everybody's welcome to like whatever they want to like. Not everybody's forced to this. That's the beauty of this country, right?
Yes.
The choice. And I think we all need to always remember that. Like us, that we're just all riding on this is because, guys, listen, I remember vividly my first concert. I think I talked about it that my brother took me to, and it was Selena at the Astrodome.
Yeah.
My gosh, I was this little girl seeing this woman, young woman, and I just remembered how in my heart it just felt that I was like, wow. That, you know, to be here, and very limited. There was nobody else. We had nobody else, right, in the music industry. So now we have a lot, and I'm with you 100%. I love it all. I love all cultures. I love, you know, to learn about them, and I try to be respectful about them. And I'm just happy for us right now because this moment just gives us so much joy.
Yeah, it was fantastic. You know? And as soon as I saw like the scenery, the way it was set up, I was like, oh, this is so cool.
Yeah.
This is so cool.
It was Puerto Rico for us to see.
I know. I'm like, I want to go back to Puerto Rico.
I
know. I was like, oh, I want to go back.
I want to go sit in where they played dominoes. I mean, you know, it was very nice. And I think we want to tie it into what we do here, which is a lot about believing in yourself, right? And continuing to just be who you will need to be authentically. Like do the work, or go try to dig deeper to be like really good with who you are. Yeah. You know, I don't think we need to come into that, all of us. I feel like the younger kids are way better about this.
Oh God, about being authentic and
amazing. Kudos to them, and they're you know. But for us, maybe our Gen X, all that, it's hard. It's so hard to navigate it. But there's so many of us little kids in there left, and that we can.
I feel like
it
brings. That's what music does for me. It brings out the little kid in me, right? And I think so many of us have learned over the years to repress that. Act your age. I don't want to act my age. I want to act like a child, not all the time, but you know, in that novelty.
Because remember, even when we went to Awaken, remember there was like their specific, we'll call it like, was it not an exercise, but you do like a gathering, right? And then they have like a DJ and she's playing music, and she said the words, just act like when you were little, like when you just shake your butt, and just think of little kids when they hear music. Like, let's talk about a toddler. right? And they have no idea what any word or
They do
anything
not care
is.
what they
I
look
mean,
like. They're
and
not like,
yes,
how do I look
yes,
to other
yeah.
people? Like, I don't care. I'm just
And
like
it just makes them happy.
dancing. Yeah.
I mean, thanks to all of social media, we get to see all these beautiful babies having like the best time
Yeah.
with all the music. Like, I love that too. So I'm just happy. And, you know, we're going to keep the happiness because we know how important it is and that we should always carry it.
I was reading his story a little bit. You might know more. I don't know. But then how he, after he had like that ton of success, it was after we went to his concert. And then he kind of took a step back.
Yeah.
And I think it's something that happens to all of us, right? Whether you have $40 million or you earned, $1 million or you got into the college that you wanted it to get into, or you got the job. Like, we all hit these points where it's like we achieve these things that we thought, man, I will be so happy when this happens, right? But it was just too much, and I really have to admire the way he was able to take a step back, because I think some people just everybody's probably pushing you at that point. Like, you're probably making money for a lot of people. Like, hey, let's continue. And being able to take a step back, and then having his whole series in Puerto Rico, giving back to his people, or his community. I think that was just
it was the that was meant more of the mental health that he was like, I need a break.
Yeah,
it was so much. And then he went to his place and found and built this beautiful album that we all made amazing for the rest of us, that the whole world loves. Because my gosh, I was watching karaoke and countries, and I'm like, these people are competing, and they know these words, they are serious, and I'm like, it's a whole movement, right, of joy, because based on the music, all that stuff. So yes, that's a big thing too. I respect him for so many things, but that's a big one too, that he was able to step away and say, hey, give me, I need time. And then when you look at this, and I think that maybe that sometimes we don't listen when life does that to us. We kind of feel just fuck it, it's a hard
I better
time.
take advantage.
I better
of this
keep going, and I better grind.
I should be grateful.
Yes, I should be grateful, instead of taking the lessons and being like, maybe this is what's best for me. And what ended up being best for him was for all. It gave a gift, right?
Yeah.
So,
and then I think the authenticity too, we don't all have to be the same. And I think so many of us, like you were saying earlier, assimilate. I felt the same way. I'm going to be this certain way, or dress a certain way, or act a certain way, so that I can be accepted. And I think everybody does that. But you get to a point where it's like, okay, if I'm truly going to be happy, I have to just be myself. And sometimes you don't even know what that is. I honestly feel like, for me, for a long time, I was like, I don't even know. I like everything. And I'll, I'm,
just go with
I fit in.
Everywhere.
I can act like this here, and I can do this over here. And so it was really hard for me, I think, for a while, to find my identity, or to find what I really liked. I was like, I like everything. I'm so easygoing and chill. But you really have to, I think, dig in if you truly want to be happy for the long term, and so that you can just be the most authentic version of yourself, and the realest version, so that, for you.
So for your soul too. It's just kind of like that all needs to be collectively one, and not all these roles or masks we put on. So let's say a cheers for our Super Bowl recap and our joy.
Yes,
we had to kick off our week.
Bad Bunny. It was a good start.
Yes, it was a good start, and we're gonna have it the best. So
stay to Lulu and make it happen, and you might be able to be on stage on the Super Bowl one day too, see?
And tag us if you do.
Yeah.
See you next time.